All right. So this is gonna be pretty cool, actually. We're gonna watch T and B play. Very good player. In a lobby with some other kind of experienced players, a little mix of experience here. Um, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see some kind of unique play style. This is a different type of, um, maybe in some ways more versatile way of playing vernius. So vernius has four counters. Bowlig, you can think of it as giving you a tempo play. So you can get all your main base buildings up. You get a lot of benefits from your main base buildings as vernius. That kind of reduces that early game period that you're in from maybe 2 to 3 months of early game. You might hit the mid into the late game maybe 2 months earlier. But those first 2 months you'll still be pretty vulnerable, right? And so we'll kind of see how this ends up playing out. But with Kamar Pilru, the more knowledge you get, the higher your max influence can be. And then if people break truce with you, it triggers all sorts of things. So if anyone breaks a truce, you get 200 influence just flat. If someone else breaks a truce with you, you also get 30 land threat standing. And so what you can do is bait people into betraying truce or bait people into breaking the truce. And as vernius, that involves, in the mid game, you have a very, very strong border defense replacement in automated defenses. If you get a truce with someone, have an aggressive capture of a village that they've been pillaging or something that they want. And I can guarantee you they're going to find a reason to break truce with you. Now, this could be right next to someone's base, so you can bridge over a deep desert. You can use stealth subways to do so. And any neighbor you have, you'll be able to find a way to do this. So you can do that with Pilru, kind of force them to break truce with you, and then get the land thread bonus and the influence bonus as well. Oh no, a disconnect. Tragic. But that's kind of the gist of this. The second thing you get is so technological exchange, right? You get land thread standing for having truces. Particle computing, you can get harmless gadgets. And then when you are vying for Landsrad positions, um, I, the council, will actually qualify those robots as agents. So it's the only faction where you kind of buy your you can kind of buy your way into being I eligible. The only limitation there is really, are you able to maintain your land thread high enough? Because again, those robots cost a bit of a bit of standing in order to get going. In addition to kind of the monetary cost. So you get an early embassy, you get early truces, you can pick up POIs around the map that give you land thread standing, and you can within the first land thread session or two have a lot of influence, like a surprising amount of influence, and enough land thread to be eligible for either council along with those agents that you're getting. Let me unmute T and B. Here we go. I know. I'm not gonna. But that's kind of the trick to some of these alternative kind of less played styles is you can surprise people. People kind of play in a way that they expect you to do certain things, and it's all kind of geared towards a hegemony victory ultimately. Right, the hedge victory is always viable because that's kind of the timer, the the timer victory for the game, right? That's kind of if a game has to end, it's going to be through hedge. Um, so you're always going to be going towards that, and factions should look towards having that as an alternative win con. For for Vernius, they have really good hedge play, really strong hedge play. Um, but people don't lean as often into the other strengths they have. They have very good economy once you get your harvesters down and you get to the mid game. Um, they have very good military, 1v1 into the late game against most factions. And with obfuscation, you can kind of get an edge over any other faction. But the politics part of it is kind of tricky. The politics part of it forces you to play the in a way that's probably suboptimal for your hedge play or your chone play. But it's extremely strong if you're able to get it going. And if you can hop into a lobby where they're expecting you to play in a hedge sort of focused build, you can surprise them and have enough momentum to really outmuscle other factions. The other thing you can try with Vernius is depending on who you're playing with, right? What factions you're playing with, you can obfuscate their ability to contest your influence production, right? Most people know that with Vernius, you can obfuscate parallel training, and in most matchups, that's going to give you some relative advantage if to recruitment, and since you can heal and you're pretty CP efficient. Ecaz, on the other hand, right? Their parallel training tech, um, for them, is just going to reduce the size of their army, but they'll maintain their ability to have, in their case, the max 4 recruitment slots they would have. So they'd be able to out recruit, but with a smaller max army size. So they're going to end up trading into you. But most people know of the Vernius obfuscations to prevent hedge, right? You can do um, trinkets, or if Hark's really far ahead, you do Wonders of the Desert, you obfuscate that, take away their craft workshops. Um, but but for looking at a political play, it's a little bit tougher. Now, Fremen, for example, if they're building up hedge, you can get rid of their tier 2 blue tech, and then they will have a very limited ability to build influence and contest you. Now, they tend not to be the faction that's going to contest you, but they can contribute to it, right? You can get rid of the Emperor Monument for Carino. Now, it's going to hurt you too, but it'll prevent them from having those 400 votes. So there's other things you can obfuscate to give yourself a huge advantage in certain win cons, but Team Bean's going to show a different way of playing Vernius. In a lobby with 3 kind of political factions, right? Smugglers will piss influence out. Ecaz, well, it's Ecaz, they're going to want stuff. And Carino can get 400 base votes. So this might not be the best lobby to do this in. In addition, Smugs tends to be pretty aggressive into Vernius early. They have a definite advantage there. The snipers that they have can outrange Vernius for the most part. They trade well into them, and early on against Suboids, they have a good position with the wreckers that they have. But we'll kind of see. I think if he's left alone and people are taking his truces, you'll be able to see some of what they can cook. Hopefully, we're not going to have another desync though. Sweet. Okay, we're good. So, we've got, oh gosh. Anytime you see a Carino taking Zum, there's always the risk you just get blown up. And Vahu can be a nice aggressive player. It's fun to watch. We got Miko here, Stakhanov, Staban. This is probably just the standard of what people should be going for if they want to play kind of more competitive or rounded smuggler, right? Stakhanov just gives so many great bonuses and complements the playstyle. So yeah, you can take this. Oh, this is such a cool little region though. So this is a hot take, right? One, you don't actually need spice fields as smuggler, so you can take this, right? You can take it if you want. Why not? You can also take cruiser wreck after, and at some point, if you want to abandon this, you could just have this as an easy pillage, right? Nice safe pocket fuel cell. I mean, he could play very kind of conventionally and actually have a very good setup here. The Desolation here in the corner. Okay, so Vernius is going to work with some terrain barriers that might help their cause out. Really nice bunker here in the middle. Jeez. We'll get to that in a second. But if you want a smugs, right, you can pick up POIs, and that'll pay your taxes kind of early. You can pillage someone, that'll pay your tax, and the spice that you owe each session is based on your production. So if you take up here, I mean, this will go up eventually, right? We already have one for our friend Vernius here, but in the next session, the contract due is going to be this previous contract plus, um, you know, some proportion of your average production over that session. So if you don't have any production as smuggler and you're just picking up POIs or pillaging people, a single pillage can give you enough spice to last you 3 or 4 spice taxes, which is kind of crazy. So it's another way you can play if you want to be, a dick or whatever and just pillage everything. Um, but yeah, Smugglers has a nice setup here. Idaho, Cruiser Wreck, neighbor is going to be Vernius, kind of far with some terrain. And then in the north, the Carino. For Carino here, right, we got some ground. Let's take a look at some of these quirks. Ooh, this is a fantastic, this lowland's a fantastic region, right? You have versatile and you got hard workers. So once this gets going, right, this alone is 30% more production. You'll get 3 applications, so 90% production on this. We're getting knowledge and slurry per research hub. This is going to go really hard. A very, very good region. Whatever about that. Ooh, nice versatile spice field. That's useless. Okay. So kind of boxed in a bit, but has a sandfall that's safe, really strong. May I wouldn't drop here. I wouldn't get rid of this region. I might drop. Hmm. Dropping in the middle is always a little dangerous, especially if Spicefield feels bad. But look where people are. He'd be pretty safe, right? He has a village here he could stack his turrets on and project onto the middle and here. I don't think it's actually impossible to drop here on this map just because you have some terrain helping you out. Up here in the north, we have all cash playing some ecaz. Good fun. Uh, nice pocket volcano. Easy sanctuary with 2 regions is fantastic. Great strong network work. This is excellent for ecaz. Um, okay, yeah, this is a nice little start. Then looking around here, I mean, yeah, you'll have pretty easy time getting sanctuaries out of this. The deep deserts give good terrain for that. Okay. Yeah, this isn't terrible. Nice bunker here on Moondew, and this deep desert. Wow, this is long. So a lot of terrain here, helping out for sanctuary production, but also choke points, right? And then let's take a look at the Vernius start. So with Vernius and your subvoids early, you just want to pillage the bejeebies out of neighboring things. Now, in a lobby with Carino with Zumgaran, he doesn't know there's Zumgaran, but in a lobby with Carino, you gotta watch out for a base drop at some point. Uh, so this might just throw a wrench in the whole thing. We'll see if that's what happens. But early Plascrete, nodes, Plascrete and nodes. You need Plascrete early for Vernius to build up some stuff. All right, taking a look at the tech tree. Coming down the blues early is important. Coming down to entropic engineering is important, right? This gives you more fuel cells. You can put into your combines in lieu of crew. But the big thing is the spice lab. So you get 2 knowledge per field that you're using, which is amazing, right? That's 2 knowledge off the bat from your first field, and then 2 for every subsequent field. And again, the spice tech's really important for Vernius. Okay, this is amazing. An acid lakes for Vernius is outstanding. Now you want to get up to 5k as soon as you can as Vernius. Right, at 2.5k you can get your main buildings down. So I would also recommend getting your starting region and then looking for the nearest spice field. He's going to lose this if he doesn't get this out of this region. This acid lake's going to drain this guy's health down. Both these. Oh man, that's tough. Okay. He'll be okay. But yeah, this is good play. You always want to try to hit 2.5k early, especially as vernius, because Bolig, right? If you take two normal regions and a special, you're gonna have 2.8k, right? So you're gonna be able to get your main building up, and you can actually get this main building up before the first spice tax, right? If you have Pilru or you have another way of kind of or not Pilru rather, if you have uh, a way of reducing the authority cost. If you pick up a POI, you can almost always get 2.5k, and then get the main building down before the first spice tax. But you have to kind of play for it. In this case, this is going for early buildings to get up. And so let's take a look at his resources. He's building up Plascrete for those main buildings, right? He has 2 there. He has 2k in the bank. We have ecaz withdrawing. Smart. And here, you could put your votes towards this as vernius in this case. We'll kind of see what he does, though. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Getting early analytical machines important, but the main base buildings are what's really important. So he needs to pillage these for his eco. Discovering another spice field up here. Oh, okay, good, got it. Nice. So now he has it. Now he can put down his main base buildings. Now, one way you can do it is if you want to rainbow stripe it, right? You put 1 yellow, 1 blue, 1 red. You'll get 15% research development cost reduction on each of those. He's just come down here, down the blue tech, and then he'll get entropic engineering. So once he gets this, the question is going to be, how does he maximize his influence, and how does he maximize his lance rad? Because his lance rad is really going to be the limiting factor. He can buy his way into having enough agents for I, but he needs to have truces to send out, he needs influence for the vote, and he needs to be able to have enough lance rad to be eligible for I while doing all this. So he'll get this. He'll get this because, again, Spice Labs is extremely strong for vernius. The main base, he's putting out an embassy and research center. So he's going to get a double blue, 3 influence production intel, and then he'll get better knowledge production and hegemony gain. He's getting more Plascrete down, and so he's just focusing on the main base here, right? So he's a little shy. A couple days to have enough Plascrete for another main base, but needs to pillage something. Another thing you can do is just pick up some of these POIs. So I think there's an inclination that if there's a tech POI, you pick it up. Tech skips are very good, right? But vernius, it's going to be a bit of a waste. So I would just pick this up with one of his subvoids. You do the same thing with this too if you want, but in this case, right, he actually wants to hit these yellow techs early, so that's one way to do it. Now, this is what I'd be worried about if I'm vernius, is a smuggler. If you take a look at smugs, they're not at 5k yet, and so they don't have any lance rad. Because they don't have any lance rad, if they betray you, they don't really suffer a lot of penalties. They suffer some spice-related exchange rate penalties, but aside from that, it doesn't really matter to them very much. They don't have lance rad to lose. Now, once he takes this, he'll be over 5k. And so once he takes this, if you offer him a truce, and he breaks it, he'll have a hard time buying Chom. It'll be a pain in the butt. But right now, if you're smuggler, you kind of actually want to get a truce, break it, and pillage all the stuff, blow up the building, set him back. I don't think he's going to do that, though. Carino's here, got Sandfall. Oh god, this is going to be disgusting. This is going to be an incredible Sandfall. Already 2.4, 40 Plascrete. This is going to put another 1.2 on it. So you have 3.6 knowledge production just from these buildings. Oh my god, it's a recruitment office one too. It's an outstanding region. Here's building this up nice. Yeah, it just needs to make sure this Plascrete gets up. Man, that's a very good region, especially for Carino. Let's take a look in the corner. Pretty typical for Sanya. Looks like we already have a truce down. So giving truces to vernius, it'll always give you a bonus, right? But the question is, will vernius be getting a bigger bonus than you? Now offering these gadgets can be nice, right? They get a machine, they lose the Landsrad, but then you both gain things. But take a look at how it affects their ability to gain Landsrad, right? So for ecaz, they're getting +4. Vernius getting +19. Crazy. Getting an admin hall up in the third slot, that'll be a single yellow. Then that'll help him kind of come down this yellow tree and fill out Chome support. My guess is coming here for Research Agreement Treaty. That'll be another enticing offer to people to get another truce. ecaz and Smugs just got a Research Treaty. See some this marauding smuggler horde's great. I love it. Karina's going to build up in his own way. Just playing some SimCity. No main base yet from main base buildings yet from Smuggler. Kind of surprising actually. Okay. So he's going to come up and take this. It's a great region for him too. This is a little bit tricky. So he kind of got boxed in by the terrain here, right? It's kind of hard sometimes to see just the outlines of these, but if he takes this, he'll have to denode Acid Lakes, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but Acid Lakes, again, is great for getting knowledge. I'd still want to come over here, though, and take these two and get 2 nodes and 2 missile batteries here and make it really, really hard to push this. But we'll see how he ends up doing this. You still want the node here because you want to get your spice field down here, but so he's got 1, 2, 3 spice fields. That's all you need as vernius. If you have 2, it's going to be a struggle, but if you have 3, you're okay. All right. So let's see. He's going to finish neurotropism in a second. He's going to piggyback outpost logistics. Looks like you got a research agreement with people. So everyone but smugglers has a research agreement now. Vernius has one with Carino. So he's just going to fill these out. Now, if he has money to spend, he can always put some bounties down once he gets to... He needs 1 more region at 5k. Vernius can start putting down patents, rather. Looking at the Landsrad here. So, because Vernius is doing all this stuff, right, let's take a look at how many agents he's already got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 for now. Plus 1, 2. So he's got 6. And if you recall, he needs 7 to be eligible for I. He also has to get, somehow, another 41 Landsrad to do that. So, you know, if he wants to start building his influence, he certainly could. What are we at now? We're at 120. He's got some low standing. Well, that'll change in a second. He'll be back to normal standing. But he needs to find a way to get to 51 here. Okay. So you can see just how much he's getting from his truces. Plus 28. I don't think he puts down an oh, he did put down an MC last. So this finished before. So that's a part of it. Then if you can find a POI, that can also catapult you ahead. So there are these little military tech POIs you can pick up scattered around. Let's see if we can find one. There's one in the desert. 11 standing. Right, so if you can pick up something like this too, you can also almost guarantee yourself to get a really early eligibility. Now, 11.2. Yeah, it'll be a little tricky. I'm not sure if he'll have the Landsrad to be eligible for this next one. It's at 28. Yeah, I'm not sure. So a lot of people are complaining a little bit of a long game here. Karina actually coming down for some red tech relatively early compared to the rest of the lobby. Taking this great spice field up here. Basic admin hall. And Smug's coming over here for this special. I think this would be a really important pick if he's able to get this. This is great. Smug's doing a great job so far. And again, this is a faction that you want to bully. You want to come here and you want to punish him. You want to blow this shit up. Now, Smug's in the late game actually is a pretty good matchup into vernius. In the early game, they also have a great matchup, but in the late game, they have an excellent matchup. It really is just dependent in part on how good the Smuggler Micro is. Smuggler Army is very good against most factions, but it requires some game knowledge, and it definitely requires a lot more micro than a lot of other factions might. Now over here, I'd want to actually see him take this region, right? You don't normally have to take your spice fields as vernius, but I mean this has a versatile quirk, has a nice little analyst to give you a little extra intel production. And these agents, oh, this would be incredible. Let's see if he sees this. He does. He's not allying this up, though. That's a dangerous game, leaving these open for Carino. Let's take a look at the Cho market. Smug's buying up happily. Great. And you'll typically, as Smugs, want to get to this 10% mark relatively early. It's just some free influence for you. Just on the 19 lands right up here. So I'm not sure if he's actually doing quite the rush to I that I thought he was. Might be just playing a little slower. He's getting neural cores, he's getting spice labs. So he's going to build a second blue here, I think. And then just build a ton of influence up. So one of the strengths of the Pilru as a faction leader is your knowledge will scale your max influence. So looking around, 200 max on Smugs, 300 max on ecaz, 200 max on Carino, and then 385 for vernius. And that's all because of Pilru. Now as he comes down Lance Red support, he'll get even more. If you're going for some eco stuff too, insider trading can tip you over the edge and make it easy. Well, not easy, I shouldn't say easy. It'll make it possible to outvote people, like two other factions who are also making a lot of influence. But I'm not sure how his Chome buying is going to be on only 3 spice fields. Especially with a smuggler in the lobby who's pillaging and making good money. Yeah, so maybe he's going for it here. So you can see he's getting his Landsrat support in an interesting order here. Then he's going to come down and start getting his red techs. Yeah, so he's going to miss his eligibility this council, unfortunately. But this is actually a doable council to get I as vernius. You can see ecaz is actually working towards it. Ecaz got spying logistics, right? That's going to help get it. And then also, ecaz got one of these harmless robots. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bene Gesserit resolution also tipped you over. So ecaz could get an early I here, which actually be pretty devastating. Really good play though if he's able to get it. Hasn't voted up. Okay. This actually may be a very clever play, right? If they have to choose between vernius and ecaz getting I, they're going to choose vernius as a lobby, right? You just don't want ecaz to secure an early charter. All right, we have some nice early aggro here, and he's actually decapping the spice field. He might be going for the kill here on vernius. Again, this is the thing to worry about if you're vernius, because you can bleed them of their manpower by targeting snipers with your little suboid swarm. But this early, you're gonna have a hard time. Smugglers has a really good matchup, and if you have good micro, you can just kill vernius here. Now, one thing Carino could do, which would be rude, but maybe reading the room, is to break truce with vernius. Break truce with vernius. Prep a POI, and if Smuggler does end up killing vernius, gets a 10k 10k hedge, get a guy over there to put a hit on the main base, and get a third main base drop out of it. This is a tough spot for vernius now, getting manhandled by smugs here. You can see just how close he was to being eligible here at this council. So he needs to pick up a POI if he wants to get there. And he could. He could. Again, there's one up here in the north. That's the only one actually I see right now on this side of the map. Got a free company here. Oh, that's unlucky. He didn't have a chance to let the automated militia come in. So he needs to get these suboids down to kill us, but this thing is going to do some work against suboids. It's also low armor, but remember, these guys get an amazing power buff against suboids. So he's going to have to come down here. He has to let this go, unfortunately. In terms of he can't contest this blob. This blob would be very, very tough to deal with. He also needs to get a railgun out to begin poking back. I don't see anything queued up. But this is, yeah, maybe not the best time to have a cheeky play. Now looking over here, okay, he just pillaged it. That was nice. Smugs is gonna have plenty of resources here. I expect him to be buying a little more hedge or a little more chome here. This liberation is brutal too. But if he's able to destroy this with a sniper, destroy this, you put vernius on 1 or 2 spice fields, he's going to be really struggling. So again, this is a position where the smuggler could just kill him. And you want to target the spice production. Without spice production, vernius has very little economy. Without any real economy, they don't have any way of building up their drone army, which is formidable, right? Suboids are just manpower. You're just trading manpower against people. He's getting free company, gradient suboids. He has some snipers. Yeah, this is a decent army comp. And this is a very, very, very smartly timed attack. He's sent all these suboids in during a storm, targeting the snipers. Once he does this, he just has to retreat a bit. He can get some draw a couple rocket attacks to do splash against these scavs, and he's fine. These scavs, though, they can get like 8 armor, 7, 8 armor, and become really hard for the suboids to deal with. He's doing some good micro to keep these alive, but there's Seal there. So this is well defended. It's great timing with that storm, reducing the armor of everything that is underneath it by 2, right? And take a look here. As it passes over a unit, we can see what it does over this fencer, maybe. Another thing you can do with snipers is you can just come over here and just pop this, right? With your first strike, you can just pop these drones, and those drones cost money to remake. So if you want to really stick it to him, that's another option. Here we go. So yeah, -3 armor, reduced speed, and a health drain went away from supply. So timing that with this -3 armor makes those subvoids hit a lot harder against anything that is armor. And subvoids have really low, high attack speed, low power. So if you're able to get high armor against them, you minimize the damage they can do. With 4 or 5 armor, you're halving the amount of damage they do. If you're able to get that -3 modifier from the storm, you've basically doubled the damage that's getting through their armor. This is a great play. He's still in a pretty tenuous position, if I'm being honest. Um, you know, because he didn't kill that node, vernius is still able to harvest on this spice field. So he should still be positive, positive 170. But you can imagine, right, if one of these harvesters went down, minus, another 60 spice there, you'd be in some trouble. Now, if he takes this region, he's going to really put vernius in a bad spot. And so if you want to capitalize on killing vernius here, take this spice field, you take this spice field, and eventually you take this spice field, and then he's done, right? But these two you can certainly take and keep them on one spice field. Vernius can't build a drone army, so all you need is like a missile battery and a few units to mess with any pathing and target acquisition plans he has, any aspirations. Smug is great at this though, right? Now he can run a subvoid here, grab this POI, and then he should be eligible, I think. He's already eligible, I guess. So I is up first. You got 100 votes, you got 600 influence, or 500 influence almost. He's got 3 from Senate envoys. That's his main base building. And then 3 from his agents, right? His robo agents. Ecaz done a very good job of actually building up influence. Really by saving it, it seems. Yeah. There's some very decent quirks here for ecaz, and an excellent garden here. Getting 2 sanctuaries, so getting 4 knowledge from that. Plus the research hub, that's how you get 5.6. Oh man. Yeah, if he can come down here and take these, he'll absolutely ruin ecaz's vernius's day. So he should be able to take I here. He has influence, he can outvote ecaz on his own, and they shouldn't really want to interfere and help ecaz win this either. So I think if you're ecaz, you save your votes if no one else is going to help. Oh wow, he's just going for it. Love it. Insider trading is very interesting. It's very nice buying a little bit of chom here. We've got vernius with Eye of the Council now, very strong. And yeah, looks like ecaz blew his load on this one. Everyone else is kind of feeding, right? A bit of a land threat over to vernius. 19 a day. And he, I think, is just going to try to bunker this up and use this as a bulwark against Smuggler. As these get up and these turrets, this is just going to be attrition, right? Attrition for Smugs. But if he wants to come in, I mean, he's actually really light on his units. Let's have them over here. Banerjee. Yeah, I mean, with what he has here, he could probably kill these subwaids, push off these, and go for these his eco. Again, without the eco, vernius really, really struggles. And that can be similar to just run down here, popping this, pop that with some snipers, pop that, right? Or better yet, taking these regions. Get a truce, take these regions, and starve them out. Alright, so let's see what else he's going to go for. So he's got an eye. He needs to think now, can he go for water cellars? I think he needs to make a little bit more to be eligible. My bad, he has to make a lot more. Judge, almost there at Judge, actually. So if he's able to kill some extra units pretty quickly, he might be able to sneak Judge out. He's almost eligible for Speaker, right? 50 more influence to spend. So maybe that's the trick. Maybe you go for I in that second or third month, depending on what you can get. You get 600 influence, you spend it. And he might have been able to do that if he didn't lose those regions, right? And then this one, coming up, you'd get Speaker. And then you'd go for Gov. Assuming your land thread will allow. So what do you got here? You got 20 standings, you'd be at 19 plus 20, 39. Yeah, I'd still be short. But he'd be in a pretty strong position to, you know, at the very least, pick up these other charters like Judge, Water Sellers, then go for Gov after. Yeah, this is not a great position for vernius still. Carino's not taken a base drop yet, which would freak me out. He's gotten Sandfall. Awesome. Let's see how much this is making him. Oh, that's so nice, man. Hmm. Looking around, you know, vernius eco-wise, it's actually not doing so hot. Knowledge production's modest. Not a whole lot more than the other factions, though. Carino, I imagine, is going to probably save up to get a base drop in soon. But he's truce with everyone. Maybe he's just going to go for some hedge early. Yeah. That'll add up real quick. So it looks like vernius just kind of marking out his borders here. Really good recruitment siege. Very, very strong siege, especially for vernius. So yeah, he's able to, I guess it's a little late now if he wanted to vote this up, but he could have theoretically, if he was ready, gone for Judge this session and won that. Very, very strong pairing for vernius to have a nice bio backbone with Lance Guard and Judges. Yeah, he probably could have won this too. Now, this has a wrench thrown in it if Carino decides to go triple blue in the main with the Monument. Right, if he starts up here with 3 blue and a monument, and he's got 400 votes to throw at something, you'll basically make 400 influence per session. Um, Maybe with insider trading, get around it. Doing a recruitment center, interesting. So probably with Bold, you can do early recruitment center. You can allow that to buff your manpower production. He has barely any. And then use that to fill up your militia everywhere, and then you can delete that and put in something better for drones. So he's bought up his Chome. He's still staying with the Subvoid Swarm. He's playing very defensively. He's very guarded. Um, he must be thinking he's gonna use this. So he needs to spend some influence in order to become eligible for speaker. If he was able to vote this judge up earlier, win that judge vote, he'd get a little slurry, sure. The standing's nice, and then he'd be eligible for speaker for having spent 50 more influence. So this is probably the timing. Is a month 4, you got speaker, you got I, and then you can kind of make a push for gov whenever you want, or just go for judge and water sellers. He's going for his red core here. This is kind of what you need to have a late game vernius army. And then I imagine he's just going to go down to wonders after this. I'm not sure. Smuggler army is maxed out. He's sitting on, he's just kind of building manpower now. I think maybe he's also spending it on building militia. Yeah, there we go. But if he has this hammer, he might as well use it. Now, what could he go for? He could go for acid lakes. I don't think he'd be able to cap this. He'd have to keep a guy inside of it in order to liberate it. He could take, get a truce, take these spice fields off him. Again, that's a way to starve the beast. But yeah, I mean, there's still a moment here where he can really punish vernius. Now, vernius went with the Nua. And it's actually a really fun choice in this matchup, especially if you have the recruitment siege. So with vernius, you get better regeneration, recruitment, regeneration costs, and health and everything else from this parts production. It's really strong. You get better recruitment speed from automated manufacture that scales with your knowledge. So if you got 100 knowledge, you get 50% more recruitment speed. You usually don't have that much, but it's if you have like 70 or so, you can get a meaningful double-digit decrease to your recruitment time. With Nua, you get an additional 20%, right? Plus 20% drone recruitment speed. So you don't have to fight with her. You can just leave her in the back or leave her at your base, let her just hang out, you know. And then with the siege, another 30%. You're looking at drones that recruit in like half a day or something crazy. So you can really go pretty crazy if you do that and then obfuscate parallel training. Because you can just, shoot tons of drones at people, trade into them kind of haphazardly as long as your economy allows you to. And a lot of people can contest that kind of tempo. Hard can maybe do it with Nefud and tons of gunners, which trade well into drones. But yeah, it looks like he's getting ready here. He's building up his drone army. The only thing he hasn't done actually is level these engineers at all. So, early on you want these guys to just be attacking whatever they can to get levels. And these will share experience with the drones nearby. Secure. Parts production going up. Going to come down for geothermal. Probably is short on water. That must be it. Yeah. Smug's come down for trinkets now. Carino's been cooking for a minute. It's going to go siege incentive. So yeah, we're going to see a base drop and a base kill. Not yet sure who's going to suffer his wrath, but vernius is at odds here with ecaz and with smugs. So if you're standing here and you got these snipers, you shoot this. Just destroy the node. Cost land red, costs class creep. It untethers this as well. So kill this, and then you can engage this, right? This is really rough. Again, if smugglers wanted to kill him here, he really could, but he needs to target this down. These snipers are getting way too far advanced. Right, the snipers with the first strike, right? They double power with the first shot at full health. They get an extra doubling of the power, and that's multiplicative. So you go from 20 power to 40 power to 80 power on that first strike. This only has 500 health. So if you have 5 or 6 snipers shoot it, after the second volley, that should go down. And that's how you should think about playing this, is you have a back of 6 snipers, or even more if you, good micro. You have a front line, take out these nodes, and then re-engage. The node down, the automated militia that they grant also go down. And then if there's any tethering reliant on that region, they're in trouble. So if he kills this node, here it comes down, he's going to lose these nodes. ecaz is going to take that opportunity, come down here, probably to grab this, but I would also just liberate these bunkers, right? These are no longer noded regions, so there's no automated militia. There's just 2 heavies. There's a missile battery and a little bunker here. This one has nothing. So this is pretty brutal from smugs. I'd still be pretty worried if I'm smugs about a Carino base dropper. Oh, that was anticlimactic. He might just be saying, I'm cooking hedge, I'm going to be fine. Which is probably accurate. Yeah. He's got 3 of these down, so he's probably got a 20 there, 30, plus the monument. It's probably looking at like 50 passive right now. Cooking month 5. Yeah, 50 passive. So he's fine. So again, if Smugs wants to actually go for the kill here, he takes this region. But yeah, vernius is going to be struggling for his life here. He's got to, I think, go for Judge. He certainly has the influence for it if he wants to push this through. He has a bit of Chome, so he could sell this for 185 influence additionally. His land rate, I don't think is going to be high enough for him to go for Gov after. Right, breaking all these truces, he doesn't build quite as fast. So let's see here. So he should get his node back up here. That'll allow this guy to continue his harvesting. That'll make him whole and at least give him a little more money to float to actually build out a drone army. And a drone army here, again, I think it's gonna be more about little stronger attrition war against these guys. Does Smugs have a way of getting out of here? He's working on extraction network. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, right now, He's just on this one spice field here and one here. I think if Smugs targets those spice fields, I think he just starves out vernius. Right? Take this region, put him on one field. Oh, jeez, man. This is a huge pickup for ecaz too. Again, this is something that Carino could do if they want, which is actually empower vernius, get vernius into Gov, have a broken truce, fly over with the rest of them to blow up the space and drop a third. That's probably what I would think about, because right now only vernius can really obfuscate trinkets. I think that once vernius is out, if they're able to make an enemy, like a more kind of emergent threat out of vernius, I think they can run away with it. Because hedge-wise, he's I think clearly in the lead despite looking behind, just because he's cooking enough, and he's gonna be able to ramp that up further. Brutal. Oh, so he hasn't actually filled out his gear choices yet. Parts production almost finished. Yeah, I don't think he takes that. It's a good thing to retreat and save this. Yeah, this is a pretty rough time for Vernius here. Ecaz though very expansive, huge amount of territory here. I wonder if Carino's going to try to assassinate him. That'd be pretty cool. No. So we got Speaker coming up next. And yeah, Vernius just kind of stashing what he has. Now, even in this shitty situation Vernius finds himself in, right? He's got his triple blue. He's got a double blue cooking. Got 3 dudes with all land strat. He has Eye of the Council, so he's got these guys uncapturable, getting intel, but also increasing his influence a bit. So overall, he's making a decent amount of influence, right? 18 a day. But his cap is 952. That's from having good standing, right? Which gives you an extra amount of influence production, lower chome price, and higher max influence. But the rest is kind of from his knowledge and everything else. So that's pretty rough. No aggression between ecaz and Carino yet. Carino's just now building his red buildings. Short report. Let's see here. That seems pretty accurate. So Smikes is just gonna build up all of his passive now. So he's got one, two, three, four, five specials. This one I'm sure he'll lose at some point, but that's like 50 hedge there. He can get. Oh, let's take a look here. We got speaker, judge, I, seller, and gov. Hmm. All right. So we'll get speaker up. Now, this is interesting. Pretty dangerous, actually. So he has Chom. He has insider trading. He can sell this, right, for 235. Now, if he also breaks some truces, he can get more. So 235, it's about 100 to break. So you can another 100, so 235, 335, plus all this. He could surprise them. So if they go all in on speaker, it won't work. If he wants to surprise them and steal it, he could. He can be the only one with a charter. So this is probably what he's thinking about: is do I sell all this chom, right? With insider trading, you get influence, you get money, you could buy back the chom after the money you get. Um, And you basically kick everyone else, really just smugglers off judge when he does that. And I think it might be worth trying in this case. Yeah, let's see it here. So there you see him selling that chome. Now, when you do this during the Landsrat session, others can't see this influence tick up. So let's just see him. He's just stopping there, which is fine. I would go for it. I would just sell everything and just buy it back after. He won that handily. Not even close. That's interesting, actually. Interesting. It's probably not what I would have done for bringing down his Landsrat, but yeah, it works. So they're going to try to vote up Speaker and just kick him out of Gov entirely here. If you have if you have no one else really going for these kind of Gov positions, this is one way of doing it. But ecaz might be thinking he can force them to vote for ecaz or smug or vernius, and maybe ecaz could sneak Speaker, which would be pretty crazy. No, I feel like I'm blind. I don't. Oh, there it is. Trying to figure out where this army went. Mass Sards. That's fun. If you ever want to know how you screw over Vernius, it's you do this exactly. You keep him boxed in. If you really want to kill them, you take out their spice fields by capturing them, keep them on a non-drone army, and then refuse to give them truces. Truces really make them a lot stronger than you'd think. And what he could do would be pretty funny, actually, is if he just lets this decap go through. Just getting ready. And you see he's dispatching some stealth-free companies. This is pretty cool, actually. He has to be careful not to aggro this guy, which he's done by accident. Oh, he might kill this artificer by accident. Now, you can actually avoid that by just using these railguns from a distance to do it, but let's see. This guy's going to get discovered. And these engineers here also have stealth detection, so he has to micro this around. Oh, very smart. So he can't see this right now. This is so smart. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Oh, man. No, this is tricky. Um, is ecaz gonna aggress him? Oh, that'd be so rude. This is huh? Where's all his ranged units? Now, this is actually not a very good ecaz army. This is kind of crazy. So this ecaz army he has here would get shredded. by these railgun drones. These things ignore armor. These guys only have 400 health, and they're like 8 CP apiece or something like that. So, you know, these punch through armor. They have armor pen. So these things would absolutely get shreked. And then he doesn't have anything behind it, really. His Whitmore's got Squire. That's really about it. So come in here, take these out. If you want to be a dick, you can drop a hidden backdoor, take control of these war banners. He could actually push him off these if he wants. So here we see a really smart kind of split push. Does he have a supply drop? He might need one. Yeah, he does. Okay. So this is a nice diversion. But this is the move, right? This is how you actually kill vernius. Take the spice field. Take this spice field up here. Keep him off that. Keep him on 2. And he won't be able to make enough to actually do anything. Nice. Now, this fighting mech should go down pretty quick. Interesting. I think this might be a misclick here. I don't know what he's doing. Ecaz is just watching work on border defense. So he's just going to bunker up after this. Smuggler going for wonders, going to go border defense. And then vernius going for some hedge. Yeah, everyone else just going for bunkers and hedge game. Everyone's just bleeding money though. Jeez. No one's got a good eco here. Now, new is decent. Nu's armor though is low enough where if some free company get on her, they'll absolutely chew her apart. If you do that at night, it's even worse. But everything else, I mean, the army for vernius tends to be pretty decent. So here are the machinations of vernius running into a brick wall. Unfortunate for the robots. Karina's just sitting fat and happy in the back here. Interesting. This is gonna hurt pretty bad now. That spice exchange rate going down. Alright, now this is what we call a liability. The Wraith in this situation can do more harm than good against smugs. So just keep it away. Keep it over here in case Karina wants to fly into your base or something. But I would not bring it anywhere close to this army out of fear of a hidden backdoor. Now, if you actually did want to try to kill this base of smugs, the other thing you can do is come over here, take this in the back, and then siege it down from this angle. I don't think he can get... maybe he can get a turret here. That's funny. He's trying to get him forced into Gov so that he could get him killed. And it seems like he just gave him a bunch of money. A little misclick, it happens. That's devastating. So now we got vernius on 2 spice fields with the spice exchange rate -1. Losing 200 a day. That's rough. 1.5 exchange rate, yeah. So here's a really good EMP bomb. Now, he should try to move things into this adjacent village. He's got Sards in front, nice. Nua is going to get chewed apart. There she goes. This Resonance Drone's not doing any damage here. That's kind of strange. It's very strange, actually. Snipers going down. These are vets, too. These are nice snipers. And then these Resonance Drones with 5. He doesn't have any wreckers here. The wreckers would bring this armor down to a point where the free company will do 50% more power. So a whole lot more damage. This is a very low health army, though. And honestly, if he wants to pick these off, oh man, he probably could. Yeah. Turn and fight. He can take these out. Kill the free company. There. He's trying to get these guys away, I think. This is good micro. Ecaz, meanwhile, has taken the opportunity to come over here and do some dirty. Acrino looks like they broke with Smuggler. A little unusual. I'm not sure why. Maybe he's planning on killing Smuggler at some point. Smuggler's at 20k hedge, making a decent amount. If you can kill him, get a third base, drop, take some specials, I think he's fine. Question is he going to cook more hedge? He hasn't put down his propaganda offices yet. So still kind of, doing a little more of a slow burn, I guess. Ecaz, on the other hand, is going to take this opportunity to come over here and farm some more hedge. Or is he just going for this? He's got Whitmore in front. So this army comp will get massacred by vernius. Squires have good armor, get good damage reduction, perks, and modification. They really go well with War Banner and Monument. And the range you get, and some of the mobility from the railgun not being pinned, it would absolutely shred this army. So, he's actually fighting the faction he's going to have a harder time with, which is Smuggler. And I think that's the right move. But, if ecaz wants to make this a problem, he'll just go around and start killing everything, right, to get more trophies. Is he going to get a hit on this before it goes? Aw. This is crazy. No muskets. Muskets are really, the strength of ecaz in this matchup. Is tons of muskets. Karina, meanwhile, is doing his own thing here in the corner. And it, ecaz is in a good spot. They got some sanctuaries. They've got some trophies on the champs here. Let's see how many he's got. He's got 3 on him. He's got a knight with 7. So he's got about 1,000 hedge tied up in... Oh, he's got a squire here. 1,200. He has 1,200 tied up in buildings and militia that he's killed and stuff. So it's not bad, but it's not a crazy amount. The 3 sanctuaries, I think, are more of an issue. Because that means that after this tax, in 20 days, he'll be approaching, a spot where he can spike if he needs to. Come through, kill all these. It's basically 800 hedge, killing stuff there, another 800 over there, 1k. If you can get some muskets, you could hit this with, Whitmore and then shoot it with the muskets, kill it, and get another 100 hedge that way. So that's dangerous, but I'd also be worried if I'm him about ecaz betraying Carino, coming over and blowing all this stuff up, right? Avoid big engagements where you're not favored as ecaz at this point, and just gobble up units that are stray or weak. So you come here, you could attack all this stuff. You come up here, attack all this stuff. If Carino flies in, you run away. You go over here and attack something on the other side of the map. Carino here has defense breaches, orbital, and interdiction zone. So what he might do is try to convince, either convince Smugs to come over here, fly over here, and then, does he have a Kronos even? I don't know how he even get over there. So I'm not sure I was going to be able to use that defense breaches then. I don't think he's going to try to help smugglers. I think he's going to try to kill smugglers to get a third base because they're at war, right? Let's take a look at Carino's perspective here. Yeah, so he doesn't have it there. With vernius, doesn't have it there. Yeah, nothing. Talk about these stupid knights up here. This comp actually has very good base killing potential, because knights can have decent base killing if you actually change up their gear a bit. So, as muskets are great, right? For per CP, and once perfected, they're like some of the best DPS you can get for per CP. Over here, you switch it over here, right? You can do more damage. And then just let them go ham. Does he have a military factory? No. Now, has he obfuscated anything is the other question. He's researching trinkets. So you get obfuscate this in 13 days, which honestly, as much as I hate obfuscating trinkets, it would be a thing. The problem with that is you obfuscate trinkets, then he won't be able to use any hedge. I don't think he has any hope for winning on hedge here. I mean, kind of besides the point. But he can get hedged by, using Whitmore as champs. Carino gets a passive trickle from the Emperor Monument. And then Smugs actually has an amazing hedge game from his UHQs, right? Every enemy region is a potential UHQ where you can get one hedge per UHQ. So if we take a look at Smugs, he's probably, really underperforming on that. So he's only got 12. If you have the authority to spare, put those down early. Because you can see he only has 12. It's 1,000 cumulative hedge to this point of the game. So if you get this done early, it's essentially, I'll show you the Emperor Monument on Carino. Right, for Carino, Emperor Monument's also about 1,000, yeah. Okay. That'll be a nasty one, geez. So here's the late game death ball. Now, what is Smug's gonna do here? He's kind of sit on his butt, I think. Ah, there they are. Now again, I think airfield up here, take this region, defend this region, keep on one spice. He's kind of screwed. Interesting. There's the Chronos. So he might be, yeah, just going for this kill on Smugs here. They're still at war. He's got flamers and a vetted army, but it's all Sards. This is not a good base killing comp either. This comp, I don't really know what this is, to be honest. It's kind of cool though. It's definitely like a vibe. He's buying Chom, playing his own game. Still not really maxed out on his hedge production either. He's trying to stay behind. Operations-wise, he's got his orbitals, he's got his breaches. Smugs is prepping an assassination on Carino. That'd be pretty cool. A little unusual, but let's see. 1, 2. Only 3 cell searches needed for Carino to defend if he does try an assassination, so maybe not the best choice. I missed a battle down here. It looks like Banerjee got smacked. So Smugs is fine. Lost a bunch of his army. Didn't really do a whole lot to our friend vernius. Vernius also doesn't have his capital ship up yet. This is good. So we should retake this and start expanding towards Smugs. Huh. Yeah, Smug's just fully rebuilding here. Oh, lordy. Oh, there it is. Architectural surveys. It's like the stars are aligning so that Smugs can get blown up. Because I want to say... So here in this Lance Rad, everyone's suffering this. This is going to be absolutely insane. This goes through. It'll be so much fun. Now, architectural survey is actually decent for vernius because it'll affect their missile batteries, but does not affect the neural nodes with automated defenses. So they have a relative advantage if that goes through in getting aggressed onto bunkers. So up here, with this disgusting quad quad battery bunker, he could push this off if Arc Service goes through. He could also come down to get this. However, ecaz exempted themselves from architectural surveys here. So a little unfortunate in this situation. Over here, this Kronos is still here. You might be able to sneak this through with the distraction. If Burns attacks, maybe sneak the Kronos into this region, and then fly in and go for Siege Tuic. And look, oh my god. Talk about amazing timing. That's ridiculous. I can't believe we didn't get rid of that. Smugs and vernius are now in truce. And if I'm Smugs, I'm just gonna hang out here and keep an eye out on Kronos. We see a little negotiation here between Smugs and vernius for peace. Oh gosh, I've missed a huge one up here. Well, that's there goes all the knights. There's the perfect unit army done for. So what happened there? It looked like they were winning for a bit, but and honestly, knights can do pretty well into Carino. An orbital will absolutely wipe out the knights, though, and that's kind of what happened here. Without knights, he just has a little bit of shitty DPS with the squires, a bit more. So you need your back line. You got to spread him out a bit. If he's able to straddle this, he'd be fine. Really good burden, though. Okay, up here, what do we have? This would also be a great opportunity if vernius wants to regain these territories in this bunker and push through. He could do that now. But right now, I think Carino got wiped and burdened. ecaz is going to take a minute to build back. So yeah, it's going to come here for this fight. I like this move. This is a good move. He should just hop on this and take this itself. So looking here, he's worried about water. He hasn't obfuscated anything yet. Again, it's certainly something he could do. Right now, though, I mean, Smugs is also at 22k. Carino's at 22k. Spice tax 16 days. So they're all kind of getting to the point where they're, someone could win. He's not maxed out with his nuke silo here. That's pretty cool. I would love to see a nuke come down. But yeah, he hasn't built propaganda offices on his other regions here. I fully expected Carino to want to come here and take out Siege Tuic. That'd be an amazing opportunity. The architectural surveys down, maybe coordinate with vernius, get a third base drop, and I think the game's over at that point. The Smugglers dies. Well, if Smugglers dies and Carino gets a third base, the game's definitely over, but maybe missed that opportunity. Let's see what army comp is going for. Just mass SARs. What a goofy way of doing stuff. So with Zemgaran, you get power bonuses, right, per truce faction. He's only got one truce up right now. If he can get a second one, he needs to be a lot stronger. But they also get attack speed for allied units nearby. Now this army comp coming in, again, it's a lot of stuff. An orbital here ruins this. There it is. Okay. Passive is not yet turned off. Hopefully he doesn't turn it off. This is something where, okay, let's say he takes a special. What does that put him at? 20k? 20.1? Not horribly far off, if I'm being honest. Pretty balanced show market. A bit of a detente here. Then ecaz defining trade vernius. So ecaz is going to push out here, having some negotiation about pressing Carino. Carino has enough intel that this is fine. He'll drop an orbital up here and he'll fight down here. Now this is oh no. I was not expecting that. I thought he'd drop that up top. Good comms jam. And if he can micro these back a little bit, I still think this Sard Swarm's going to do some work. Has he turned this off yet? He has. Okay. So good use of this Wraith. And he's going to lose the rest of these. This mass Sard blob. It's fun. Now in the north, so he's defended this. In the north, he's going to lose all this. He's going to gobble all this up. And then this is actually going to be kind of hard to press, potentially, right? If he's able to get a worm sign here, this might be a hard region to get through. Does he want to, though? He might just queue up another orbital drop up here. His nuke's not yet ready. But this region could very well go to ecaz. Man, that is a lot of influence he's cooking. Now, I like this water reg. If that can go through, it'd be great. Make things a lot more interesting. Water cellars. I think vernius could win that and become gov eligible in this next session. And then yeah, if he can force some nukes, force a betrayal or two, he might be able to sneak in getting gov, but holding gov is going to be the tough part. So this is smart, right? This is going to give lands red standing here. Let's take a look around. Now, this is something that's missing here, which is always really nice, is having robots for intel as vernius. It's probably one of the strongest things you can get. They can have obscenely reliable intel production, and their operations, if they were any better, it would be pretty broken. Right? These are uncapturable, make 6 intel per slot. So, you get 18 from each person. $23K hedge, jeez. Yeah, that's getting down to the wire here. 5 days left for spice tax. And then in terms of spiking, okay, so we got ecaz should be just behind here. If ecaz hit 22, I think ecaz wins this game. So they are at 22. They're right behind. This is really, really clever submarining, right? You want to not never be second as ecaz. You want to be third or fourth. You just want to be a little bit behind others. The reason why is they'll cap this. They'll be at 23. Then they have these three in the pocket. So 1, 2, 3. That's 1800 there. Spice tax coming through. It's gonna be another 1200. So we're looking at what would it be? This is 2400 plus 1200, 3600. We'll put them at like 26k. Then come here, kill 4 militia and a building maybe and run away. That's 400 hedge there. Come over here, kill 4 militia, run away. Come over here, kill 6 militia and some buildings, and you win. Right? You can farm up hedge at the end there by just avoiding conflicts, flying to where people aren't. If someone loses their army, burn them, betray them, kill all this bullshit, spike that way, and your passive will tilt you over the edge. This is a tricky. This is actually pretty funny. It's a tricky one here. So he's turned off. There it is. He's turned off passive hedge. So now it's going to be a little more of a trek. So this probably delayed the game by about a month or so by doing that. So we're going to have a second orbital up here in a second. And this honestly should not affect Smugs too much. Smugs, again, they should be putting down UHQs everywhere for passive. So they only have 13. They should have one in each of these regions. One in every Carino region for sure, because they're so productive. So should get 9 from there. ecaz can go pretty hard too sometimes. So maybe another 10 there. You should have probably at least 30 passive hedge. Plus, he has a research center. So 36 passive hedge is what it should be at right now. All right. So he's just kind of missing out on potentially 20 passive that he's not building. Now again, this is not a great comp for this sort of thing. And that's not good. Bizarre compositions. Now, this here would have been an ideal place where when he starts attacking you here, you fog this region. And you pull him in towards you and you engage him and you wipe him. Now, advantage now, Smugs hasn't built up their UHQs. So, probably not worth it at this point. Probably ecaz, honestly, if I'm being honest. Keep Whitmore alive, start bouncing around, attack militia, take one of these regions, put a airbase down to fly around, and just avoid conflict. So you see him sitting right behind the others, right? One region. He has these 3 in the pocket, so if he wanted to cap these now, he could, right? He has the authority. He's not suffering from water regs. He could come out here and grab these. Then over here, let's see if he has Prideful Crown. He does. So let's find out where ecaz's garden is. I think it was over here, right? So things that are away from this are have a massive reduction in cost. So if we take a look at this region next to the main base, it's 144 for him to cap. If we look at this one, which is the Prideful Crown eligible one, it's only 82. So he could cap all three of these right now if he wanted. What I would do if I were him, instead of going for this one up here, I'd take these, pillage a siege, these two sieges, and pick this up. And you could get 1, 2, 3, 4, sit and get 5. That's 3k hedge. Puts him at about, where's he at? 27. 16 days. Be 28 something. And then, again, militia farm. But I suspect that's what he's doing here, right? Is he's just attacking the militia, lets them get rebuilt, kills the buildings, triggers this, skirmishes with Krino, kills a couple units. We've got a fight in the middle. Interesting. This is great. Really, really strong use of this hegemony, right? The other thing he can do here, and this is the tricky part, is oh, he's got to run. The other thing you can do here is ecaz is, let's say you're capturing a region. You can abandon a region in the back at the same time so that your net authority or net hegemony doesn't change, right? No, Whitmore's got 26 trophies on him. And he's Whitmore to get hits on these units that are dying. That's how champions become eligible. Is they need to have a hit on the unit before the unit dies. And he's actually going to get this trapped. Whitmore's in a lot of trouble here. He could try to body block Whitmore. It looks like he's running away bravely and at a very good time. That could have gone very poorly. Is he just going to run this guy down, though? Maybe. Yeah. It's a dangerous game you're playing. So if he can keep Whitmore alive here, I think he's in a really, really good spot. So he's going to dance him around here for a bit. Karina's got plenty of supply. He must have decent water production, right? Yeah. So he's just going to dance around this missile battery. Have these guys kind of attack stuff. Again, he wants to focus down the units and let Whitmore get a kind of a last hit. If he wants to go crazy, he could do Frightful Champion and make him basically unkillable here, right? And every 4 seconds you lose a trophy. But here, I think you could regain it. You'd kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's probably worth it. You could turn this on and still end up with a net 5 trophies. But he might be trying to be a little greedy here and say he doesn't want to lose those. It's a really good, smart choice there. Let's see if vernius can steal Judge here. That'd be pretty exciting. That might buy him enough time to do Judge, then go for Gov. Oh, man. I mean, if this goes on Krino, Whitmore turns around, kills him, and is up to, I don't know, 26, 26-5, something like that. And again, he's got these 3 in the back, so there's another 1,800 hedge he has here, and has enough authority to take these if he wanted to. POI is lying around, he can buy one there, one over here. But he's authority capped, so again, he should be sending guys out to cap this stuff. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, we put on smugs, good. So he needs to run this guy further away, I think. Another thing, so this monument, great. So he's having, let's see if he has any ops to put down. No. So he triggered the damage. I would just have him turn around and kill these. Whitmore can handle this for sure. And you get trophies from it, right? Maybe he's trying to bleed trophies and bring down his hedge a bit. So he should turn off this ability. Good. Good. There you go. Attaboy. So again, he's rebuilding militia here. This is just free hedge for ecaz. So if you're ecaz, you let him build this, you come back in. Take these territories in the front, so you can not float so much authority. And then fly over here. Take out some militia over here. It's getting down to the wire. Okay, now Whitmore's going to be pretty resilient. He needs a different comp to fight this, though. This is going to get absolutely chewed apart by a vernius army. And so these railguns are going to outrange him and kill these knights, and he will have nothing to do against the armor and the healing. The DPS just won't be in this army in pure squires. So this army is going to get absolutely shredded. Even under some missile batteries, this vernius army absolutely destroys it. There's no, this is suicide. So this is, I think, a huge tactical error, right? So he should be focusing down these knights, not Whitmore. This knight's doing 1,000. There you go. Just kill the knights. It'll just pop him easy. Worm might get him here too. Whoop! One more knight to go. Nua is gone. There you go. So again, I think it's a little error to go for Whitmore. I think you kill the knights, that's the DPS, and then he doesn't have anything to punch through this. Down to the wire, man. Now with Nua dead, sad. He no longer gets the recruitment bonus because she's dead. But there's still a squad here, right? Oh, he's Lancer's standing short of Gov, is he? Oh, that blows. So close. See if there's a POI you pick up. Or if someone breaks truce with him. If he can get Carino, if Carino launches a nuke, or if Smugs breaks truce, he could get that lands ready needs for Gov. I don't know if the whole Sard comp's always going to be the best choice. But now it's a chance to actually push in and take some territory. He could take this territory off him, for example. Bait out that nuke. Oddly enough, that nuke would actually make vernius eligible for Gov. But he should press it as, his advantage here. Carino's gone. He's got most of his army here. Wraith can tank any missile battery shots, but he can take this. There's not much to stop him here. Does he have any? He doesn't have any snipers, huh? That's the downside of not being able to deal with the Kronos reinforcing. Oh, he doesn't even have any hedge built here. They're all gone. Okay. So ecaz still maxed out on authority. Has not even a trickle from an agent giving him one hedge per day. But capped on authority. So again, he should be trying to just fly over and take these. So it's kind of the end game here. So at this point, in 15 days, smugs will have 1,200 more if you assume they're going to pay tax, which they should. So 28-2. 28-2 means you capture 3 regions and you win. Smugs doesn't really have the authority for it. But knowing that ecaz is right behind, ecaz needs to cap one of these, and then with as much authority as they're making, they'll be able to regain that amount, and then recap these 3, get a POI, and kill a militia, and they're good. So there's a clear path to victory for ecaz by capturing the sanctuaries, but they need to capture one of these up front so they can start building some authority. You can also, kill the siege, start pillaging it, and wait a little bit. And when you pillage it, right, you get some authority from it. There's a couple of these sieges, you can do that too. But he really needs to be eyeing capturing these for that late game spike. We'll see how ecaz approaches this endgame. He's got something of a good base here. Again, the comp is not really ideal. He needs a lot more muskets in the back. But it looks like he's coming. He might just be going for this guy in the middle. Smugs doesn't have the authority to cap the way he needs to. But he just needs to cap one of these regions, free up authority, and then he can go off on a rampage to kill militia. Right now, this is, I would not come middle. And again, I mean, so if there's some snipers in this, right, the snipers will chew through the knights, and then there's not enough DPS in this army. He also doesn't have any ranged. Oh my god, the Wraith. The Wraith would be incredible here. Oh, get the Wraith in there. Oh, that could be game. That could be backbreaking. Or if he puts a worm sign up here. Come on. Oh, please. He has it too. He has the thumper. If he puts a worm call here, that would just be absolutely devastating. Oh, man. Bummer. Another way you can get it is sometimes if you have a faction mission to complete. Oh man, he's going for the kill on Smugs. I don't know if this is the right one. This will give him an additional main base, and he's pulled Smuggler to the middle in collaboration with ecaz. He has interdiction zone, so he can't use the airfield. Now, if he can get comms jam down, he did. Great job. But the nuke still devastates the armor, so it's still half armor. He's flying back here. He has some snipers still, so yeah, he can stop this for sure. You should get the snipers back and focus down these Sards and try to keep these records alive as much as he can. But this this base dive, I think, is not going to work. It shouldn't work. I mean, this is enough. And ecaz should take this opportunity to do what? There's no militia in these villages. There's one over here, I guess, but it's kind of exposed. Yeah, okay, good. So you should, yeah, could threaten to cap this, kill the buildings here. And again, he needs to buy up his. God, look at this. Look at this production. It's insane. He needs to cap this. Good, he's going for that too. He needs to cap these sanctuaries and pick up these POIs and he wins. That's it, right? Got 62 there. He's got 57 there. 60, 50. So we got over 200 authority up there waiting. So 200 authority caps 1, 2, 3. And this is actually empty now, right? Liberated, but he capped this, for example, and he's done. So this is ecaz's game to lose here. Now, where is this army here? So maybe he is considering going for Siege 2ek, but yeah, I think ecaz wins this if a nuke doesn't come down or something. Who else has a nuke in their pocket? Almost everyone. So I think a nuke here would be a very smart idea. Maybe Smugs should try that. He may not realize just how close ecaz is to winning. Right? Now, does he have enough authority, Smugs, to cap? He can cap one region. Probably not two, though. Yeah. So that'll put him at taxes in. He caps this. Yeah, I mean, he has 3 sanctuaries to cap too here in the back. I guess 2 more in the back to cap. He has all these POIs to pick up. I think ecaz wins this. Really, really smart nuke here to delay that. That actually might end up tickling this ecaz army a bit. There's devastation in the middle, but then there's a area of fallout that reaches to probably around here. Oh, you know, if he kills Whitmore, he might be able to stop it. He needs a back. Oh, he needs a back cap bad. He needs to get something. Okay, there it is. So he needs to run Whitmore in the corner and just avoid Whitmore dying. That's all he has to do. He should change this to slow down. Actually, this only affects non-mechanical. Can he cap it in time? Oh. Oh my god. He lost it. Whitmore's got to run. Or have him come in for one last hit. He needs to kill one thing and he wins. Oh, kill it. Oh my god. Oh, that was awesome. Good finish there. Man, look how close Smugs was. Right? Slightly more UHQs early and he wins that game. That was very fun to watch. That was a great one. You can kind of see how vernius can get foiled from some early aggro. Smugs, again, early, really great into vernius if you got some micro. And you can always kind of, you know, if you can deprive vernius of spice, they really can struggle to get a drone army up and get their footing. Once they actually capture territories in the mid to late game, very hard to dislodge. And that drone army at the late game is no joke, but in that mid game is when you have to deprive them of spice fields, and that's how you deal with them. Take their spice fields, keep them off your border. All right.